Welcome to JAJA'S African Hair Braiding. Here's Beth Stevens with another edition of Building Broadway.
Thanks, Tamsin. Jocelyn Bio's new show, JAJA'S African Hair Braiding, takes audiences into a busy Harlem shop. I went backstage at the Samuel J. Friedman Theater to talk to hair and wig designer Nikiya Mathis. Nikiya, what does it mean for you to have this celebration of black hair on Broadway?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, that's a loaded question.
It is.
Because, I feel like I've experienced black hair or natural textured hair not be appreciated or supported or undermined, in certain ways. So like to have a show that is specifically focused on our hair, it means a lot. It's really symbolic. Yeah, I feel like we're changing the tide a bit with this show.
Yeah, you're putting a focus on something that some people might not even think about at all.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. You pass these, especially on 125th Street or everywhere, like really an urban area in the United States, there will be these braiding shops and nobody knows what is going on there. Or you may not even pay attention, but they are everywhere. And there is like a real culture and a real life in them.
Okay, give us your origin story, because you were not always a wig designer.
No. I'm an actress. So I have an MFA in acting from NYU. And when I was there, I remember I would do my classmates' hair for shows. And I would be thinking, why is nobody doing our hair? Like it was just like something, what is wrong? But I didn't know about wig design. Like I didn't know, I was like, is this a thing? When I think back on that time, all I could feel was like something trickling, but it really felt like a dream. So I got out of school, did my first professional production, and there were like, maybe 6 black women in the show at a major regional theater, and nobody there could do cornrows. And things like that kept happening. Like I would be in a show and I would do a castmate's hair, because what tends to happen is, or has tended to happen is, people will wait to the last minute, particularly for the hair of people of color. So they'll wait to tech. Tech is too late, people. Tech is too late, because like you really have to plan for it. So if I have braids in, it takes time to get the braids out. It takes time to get it washed. It takes time to get it done again. So it's not just, I'll go home and wash my hair tonight to be ready to be done tomorrow. It really is a process. So ultimately, like actors that I knew would say, hey, I'm in a show. They don't have anybody to do my hair. Can I pass on your name? And it snowballed totally. Yeah.
How many wigs are in this show?
Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like there are like almost 20 wigs in this show.
And yet they are in different states of creation,
Yep.
because in that braiding shop, they're not done yet.
Exactly. The show takes place over the course of an entire day, right? So they're in there in the morning and they leave at night, like around or after 9 p.m. So ultimately, there are styles that are an all-day process. So how do we show the progression of hair throughout what would be really a 8, 9, 10-hour process in 90 minutes. So that's where the magic of the wigs and the wig making and even like the direction like come into play.
So you had to create wigs that were fully done, but also wigs that were partially done.
Yes. We have to show the progression. So someone comes in, we need to see their hair when they walk in, and then we need to see their hair when they walk out. Then there is one character that does not leave the stage. So how do we create that magic? You might have to come see it to see that. But yes, this one wig where she does not leave the stage but has to transform has been probably the bane of my existence. No, but it was tricky because like, what do you do?
That's the challenge, right?
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun challenge. And I think we've realized that this is a magic show.
When you walk in to see this show, you see sort of maybe a menu of what someone might come in and choose.
Absolutely. You walk in and the first thing you see is what would be a hair book, which is what you see when you go into the braiding salon. They have a book of all of the styles that you'll see. So you'll see that when you first come in. And I think that was important to me because Black women will change their hair. One day it'll be a here, one day it'll be Beyonce braids down to the floor. And it's like, how did you change that? But that ultimately is really a part of our culture. And I feel like it is an African thing because we really, on the continent of Africa, really did traditional and creative cultural styles that were really like intricate. And I feel like that tradition has been passed on to African Americans in that way, in that we design our hair. So I would say that it was important for me to show a range of styles. But the other thing is that the beauty of this play is that Jocelyn has written this as a hair story. So she wrote, this person comes in, asks for box braids. She says, I want a certain length of hair. So it was already mapped out for me in some ways. There are a couple styles that are not determined by the playwright, and I think that's where our Afro pop wig came in, because I was like, listen, we really are, Black women right now are really doing like Afro-futuristic styling. So styling that has the history of Africa, but then like feel like, you know, you could be on another planet rocking this hairstyle. So like I really wanted to show something like that, just to show a range of what Black women do.
Behind you, we have the wig that they say is the Beyonce wig. There's so many different colors.
So many different colors.
That you don't necessarily see from the audience, but up close now,
Absolutely.
you can really tell.
There are 3 colors in this, and we have a stylist, Hair by Susie, who actually originated the Beyonce lemonade braids. So she was here to like say, okay, these are the colors and this is what it needs to be. Initially, we didn't have the crinkly ends, and she said, no, Beyonce did crinkly ends, so we did crinkly ends on the Beyonce.
You gotta get it right.
You gotta get it right. No, it's really important, because I feel like specifically Beyonce lemonade braids to Black women, they know exactly what that is, because her video was really iconic.
Earned all this money, but they never take the country out me.
How did you learn how to do this?
My grandmother taught me how to braid when I was really little. I would see her braiding my little cousin's hair, and I would say, oh, I really want to do that. Can I do her hair? And I think there was just something that I guess it was just in me, but also just the fact that my grandmother taught me how to braid. She's gone now, just like really means a lot to me, because really, you know, the tradition of braiding is passed down from generation to generation.
And now passed from like the actor to the theater goer,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, and onto Broadway.